Okay, folks, it's time for Poverty Hacks Part 2. Um, so, just as before, this is not going to be a totally exhaustive video. At one point, I'm probably going to write an essay that's like maybe at least 12,000 or 15,000 words long, and it's going to collate the most practical tips I can identify for financially struggling Americans and just other people. But right now I can't really do that because I don't have the mental stamina I need to do that right now. That's mostly my fault. I haven't been living as responsibly as I could with respect to the protection of my attention span. But I'll get into that topic later. Okay, so here we go. There's a lot of advice online about how people who are financially struggling or homeless should be pursuing gym memberships, but if you're like me, you absolutely hate the thought or experience of working out in front of other people. I'd much rather just work out in my bedroom with my dumbbells and kettlebell. So get used to believing that the world is my gym, or the world is your gym. You can do bodyweight workouts almost anywhere and everywhere where you can bear to withstand the social cost of looking awkward. You can do squats, high knees, push-ups, mountain climbers, etc. anywhere. You know, that kind of investment is really going to help you physically and psychologically over time. Also, contact people you used to work with and offer to serve as a permanent professional contact for them in exchange for maybe a bit of food, some clothes, some dental supplies, dental care supplies. Possibly, if they're kind enough, you may want 1 or 2 nights at their place, assuming you can stay sober, quiet, and clean after yourself and even clean after others. I'd recommend not asking for a place to stay even for 1 night all that quickly, though, because a lot of people are struggling out here. Also, you may want to start something like a free of charge running or calisthenics club or something. It'll help you meet proactive, healthy people and give you a sense of purpose. Also, with respect to a sense of purpose, you may want to open up like a private Google Doc or a Substack blog and produce something of a localist mini book or two, using brief conversations you have with people in your community. So, I may want to assemble a collection of fatherly advice pieces for the forthcoming generation with the help of various people I meet here when I go to, like a local library or a McDonald's or something. You may want to eat at places like Sikh temples and other religious establishments once you learn the proper norms and customs in those places. Let's see. This is kind of silly, but if you're in a relationship, you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, you want to wash your partner's hair. Just stand over a sink and make sure you folks wash each other's hair with some kind of cheap shampoo. It's fun. Also, another bit of fun you can have is to combine forces with a friend and make sure you guys are making a YouTube or TikTok video or something and just invent the most ridiculously stupid dance moves you possibly can. You're going to get a good laugh out of this practice at least a few times a year. In general, and I do this maybe particularly in the summer, but also just as part of my personal discipline, but you want to get used to taking short, ice-cold showers instead of doing long, warm showers. This is useful for kind of wannabe ascetics. So I've always been a bit of a wannabe ascetic since my youth. Also, determine essential supplements for you. Obviously, your mileage with different supplements might vary. I find that I need or strongly benefit from iron pills, time-release B12, cheap caffeine, and sometimes magnesium or iodized salt. So these help maximize my energy and save on food costs over time. Although I've been spending a little bit profligately on food in the past few months. That's my fault. I've just been making an impulsive decision there. Generally, you want to master a preventive healthcare lifestyle. You don't want to just be using various sorts of pills and different kinds of medical procedures to fix yourself. You want to be healthy enough to not end up in an emergency room for years or decades at a time. Also, if you take medication, could be, metformin, it could be a psychiatric medication, could be all kinds of medications. You want to reward yourself for your medication adherence. And I would advise rewarding yourself on a certain schedule. So maybe at least once a week I might rent a movie for myself, or, get like my favorite energy drink and then hang out on my day off and write something that is solely for my own eyes or something. So anyway, I'll get back to this topic. I'd like to make a number of other videos in this series, but yeah, this is just some more food for thought. Even if you are not financially struggling, you want to keep these kinds of videos holstered in like a playlist that you may want to come back to at some point, Poverty is a kind of stress test, among other things, and I regard it as something to be used as a means by which to prove to God that I can keep my soul noble or beautiful. So I'd recommend taking up that attitude, and if you don't believe in God, then you can at least believe that you're going to have some kind of productively inspiring legacy within the locus of your own family or neighborhood. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.